Hello, Don Westfall here, Director of Athletics at Bethany Lutheran College. We are continuing our discussions with the various spring coaches here on the Bethany Sports Beat, and we're going to bring in Dan Nessler right now to talk about softball for a few moments. And Coach Nessler, just a couple of weekends remaining actually in your season. Yours even goes a little bit faster than the baseball guys because you have your conference tournament already that first week of May. Believe it or not, you guys have almost played 2/3 of your schedule already, which for you really started off in Arizona. I know maybe overall record-wise in Arizona, not necessarily the way you wanted to go. You got a couple wins down there, but even within the losses, half of those losses were really within a one run. So I think even though maybe the record wasn't where you wanted out of Arizona, you had a pretty good feel about really what this team could do and what they could accomplish after that trip down south.
Yeah, I think so. You know, we were in games, and that's a start. You know, we have to compete and be in games in order to give ourselves a chance to win. And I think we've done that. We did that in Arizona for the most part. We had a couple where we were not in it. But, you know, I think we've learned since then, too, our second pitchers, other than Anna Peipenhagen, have pitched better, you know, now. And so they've kept us in ball games. And that's what we're trying to do, just compete.
And one other key factor, and you even talked about it with losses over the weekend, and we're not into moral victories by any means, but I think another good barometer was the fact that against one of the better teams in the conference in Scholastica, a 2-0, 3-0 loss, you got some good pitching, and also behind there, and I heard you talk about this consistently over the weekend, we need to make plays, and the number of errors in comparison to where we were a year ago, maybe not where you ultimately wanted as a coach, but they do seem to be coming down, which is, again, not allowing those 4 and 5 out innings.
Yeah, no doubt about it. We talk about it every day. We can't give them more than 21 outs if we can help it. We're just not a team right now built to do that. I thought our defense over the weekend against Scholastica was good. Our pitching I thought was awesome. You know, you look at last year, I think the scores against St. Scholastica were 21-0 and 12-1. So to come back and go 2-0 and 3-0, I think that is a moral victory, and I think we have to take what we can take at this point. Do we need to score runs? Yeah, you can't win if you don't score runs. So we got to go to work, and we got to swing the bats better. But overall, I think that with, you know, last Wednesday's sweep of Martin Luther and the competitive games against St. Scholastica this weekend, I think we're on track and we're getting better.
Hitting right now is, and just the idea of generating offense, that's kind of the biggest area of concern for you?
Oh, no doubt about it. We have to put the ball in play more often, give ourselves more chances. You know, we're starting to try to create some things. You know, we're having Christina Wickingson. She bunted a couple times and gave ourselves a chance. And you know, we're just having to kind of manufacture a little bit right now on the offensive side. You know, quite frankly, we're still learning to run the bases the right way. You know, we've made some mistakes on the bases, and when we get our runners, we can't make mistakes on the bases. So, you know, it's all a work in progress. I think we're taking baby steps. You know, I think we're at 8 wins right now. Last year they had 7. You know, we've got 10 conference games left to go. So we expect to build on that, get more wins, and take step 1. And next year we take step 2, 3, and 4.
You knew that coming into the program, you had a pretty solid plan. That might be putting it mildly in Anna Peipenhagen. Has she been everything that you would have wanted out of her at this point?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, she's our leader, you know, and as she goes is how we're going to go. You know, thankfully we've kept people healthy. She's got a lingering quad injury that she's pitching through and she's playing through, but we need her to do what she's been doing. You know, this last week I think she's got to have a chance at pitcher or player of the week here in the conference. I mean, she threw 2 shutouts at St. Scholastica. She had hits, and then she comes back and strikes out 13 and gets beat 2-0 by Scholastica. And we had a chance to, with her at the plate with a couple runners on, we had a chance to get a big hit and tie that one up. So she's the straw that stirs the drink, so to speak, as far as what we're doing, and we need her to keep doing what she's doing.
So as a coach, have you already kind of laid out, like, this is what we need to do this weekend? Are we close enough, even though it's really early in the conference season, trying to get to that conference tournament? Have you already started to kind of pencil in, okay, we need a win out of here, we need this sweep and things like that? It's a little bit too early for you to kind of look at the schedule in that regard?
No, I don't think it's ever too early if that's your end goal. You have to try to see where you can get wins. You know, we were disappointed coming out of Northland last weekend without getting a win because we felt we needed to get one there. So that kind of puts you behind the 8 ball to say, all right, well, now we've got to go get one from somebody that maybe we consider to be better than them. I feel we need to get to 8 wins, so another sweep would be awesome. Worst case scenario, we need to split with everybody we're playing with and then get a sweep at the end of the season against North Central. That gets us to 8 wins. If we can pull out another sweep against somebody else, awesome. But I think the main thing is if we keep competing like we did this weekend against Scholastica and swing the bats a little bit better, I think we have a chance to get there.
I get the sense, especially if you go back to your first days back in the fall with this team to where they've progressed right now, you like where this team has gone in really a rather short amount of time with you as the head coach.
I think we're in a pretty good spot. We're better. I mean, if we look at last year and look at just statistics, they had 94 errors in 30 games. I think right now we're in the low 40s. Still too many. Yeah. But we're making progress. We're making routine plays more often. And we talk about that every day. Make the routine plays. If you don't ever make a great play, we're okay. But make the routine plays, pitch and get big hits. Right now, I think all of those things are coming together pretty well, other than I think we need to get more big hits.
All right. 10 games left, 5 doubleheaders left on the season. Make sure you keep coming back to blcvikings.com to see how the Vikings are doing on the softball field as they, again, try to put a spot for themselves in the UMAC tournament here in early May. Dan Nessler, softball coach, along with Don Westfall here on the Bethany Sports Beat.